Okay, for the next bullet, we were asked to create a graphical display of the 30 tuition costs that we found. There are different types of graphs that you can make for numerical data. So you can make a dot plot, you can make a box plot, and you can make a histogram, and all three of those read and give us different types of statistics. For example, a box plot might only show us the IQR, whereas a histogram is really, really useful for showing us the shape of a graph. So the first thing that I did after making my graphs, my box plot down below, and then my histograms down in the bottom right, is I calculated to see if there are any outliers. And I think this is a very important thing to do, especially for a t-statistic test, because for normal conditions, you want to make sure that you don't have any obvious outliers that are there. So I showed you what the lower fence and the upper fence and how to calculate those. I did find that the University of Denver provided an upper outlier because it was more than 1.5 IQRs away from that Q3. So this actually brings us an interesting question of whether or not we should remove this, ignore this, or what we should even do with this big set of data. In this case, I'm not removing it, but I think it's important to talk about why we should potentially remove it, because it would help us allow for a more normal distribution. That would only strengthen the fact that our conditions would be met. So there's way more things that we could talk about why an outlier would be critical, and how we should consider them and what we should do with them if they appear, and how they can also affect our tests.